afternoon, everyone. This is Jada Ingleton, Washington former content editor, and I'm very pleased to be joining this important conversation and bringing on our next guest, who will be sharing her own story and insights of amplifying the importance of not only this month's Cancer Awareness Month, but October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I would love for you all to join me in introducing Desiree Waters.
Hi.
Hi, Desiree. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
By all means, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your story?
Ooh, my name is Desiree Waters. I am a three-time cancer patient. I am currently in my third bout with cancer. I'm just a year in, and I am a first-time collaborative author.
Awesome. And I can't wait to talk about your book amongst just kind of what led you to want to share your story. So, actually, why don't you kick us off? Tell us about the book, When Cancer Knocks at Your Door. How were you able to kind of use this writing experience as a benefit to you that you hope it will benefit readers in the same way?
Benefit to me. I think that's a loaded question. Benefit to me when the way it actually came about is a friend of mine by the name of LaDonna Stanley Thompson had the vision to put together several individuals who were battling cancer or had survived cancer. And she approached me and asked me would I take part. And I kindly told her no, I am not a writer. And that wasn't something I was looking to do. After some consideration and some more conversation, I decided to say, I'll do it. The honorary of it all is once I agreed to be a part, I was diagnosed with my third bout and became very ill. So I had to rescind my offer. In LaDonna's true fashion of who she is, she said to me, I have to wait for you. And she waited until I was able to write. I never joined any of the meetings or the calls. I never participated to anything. I just wrote as I had strength to write. And here I am.
Oh, thank you so much. And I mean, the power of community and having people that support you throughout your journey is definitely something we're going to touch on. And, when we talk about specifically, having cancer, being diagnosed with cancer 3 different times, what was that like for you? If you can share a little bit about, some of the challenges that you face, both mentally and physically throughout your journey.
Um, Many challenges for me. The first time, my first bout was in 2017. And, that, although very daunting, I was in a place in my life, in my walk, because I'm a believer, and I felt like I could conquer it. Although the initial diagnosis definitely shook my foundation, my husband and I, but the second time was very challenging. I kind of lost myself. I felt as if I couldn't believe I was breast cancer, same breast.
Mm.
I had just finished going through my fifth year. And if you know anything about cancer, they really measure your being cancer free after you've reached the 5 year mark. I was maybe 1 or 2 months into my 5 year mark, and I was diagnosed again. And so that took me, I had some very dark days. And it was only the prayers of the people who loved me and surrounded me that really brought me out because I really couldn't pray for myself. And then here I am, the third bout, and I am battling cancer in my skull and behind my right eye. I have a tumor that is cancerous that cannot be removed, else I would be blind.
Mm. My gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, and I appreciate you sharing that with us.
No problem. I want to share because this is my way of helping people, letting people know that a diagnosis doesn't have to be the end
Mhm.
of your journey. In fact, it can be the beginning of a new one. But in the moment, you may not recognize that simply because when you hear the word cancer, immediately you think a death sentence. And
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be that. It can be just tightening your grip, putting one foot in front of each other, and working with your doctors.
And, I'm curious to know, you say that, of course, there were dark days and you were at a point at one point that you couldn't turn to prayer. So might be another loaded question. I want to know what were some things that were helpful to you during those dark days that have carried on even with how you're navigating this current cancer, and what allowed you to kind of turn back to God or be able to find comfort, I want to say, in your faith.
Well, to be honest, it's simply one word. It was the prayers of everybody who was praying for me. I did nothing. I literally did nothing. I felt like not that there wasn't any hope to survive the cancer, it was that I was tired. I was tired mentally, I was tired physically. And that is what took me to a dark place. And in between the first diagnosis and the second, I got hit in the head with a car tire.
Mm.
And I was down for almost a year and a half with headaches and sleeping sitting up. So I had several things that had happened back to back that also helped to take me to that dark place. It wasn't just the two diagnoses.
Right. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a rough road, but yet I survived. Thank God. I'm still walking.
No, and I mean, walking with a smile on your face at that
Yes. Yeah,
is
sometimes you don't look like what you're going through or what you've
mhm.
been through. It's not a look, it's an internal thing. And if somebody really don't know your life, they can look at you and assume one thing, but it can be something totally different.
And I love that point because leading me to my next question, this last week DC had their March On festival, and there was healthcare and wellness officials and students alike doing different webinars and talking about basically the power of storytelling, of sharing these stories with other people. So of course you've mentioned what makes you want to tell your story, but what are some ways that storytelling has been transformative to you in your own journey?
Um, Not so much telling my story has been transformative to me. What's been transformative to me is the people who are receiving my story, who are blessed by my story, who have said to me, oh my gosh, you have to write another book because you didn't finish your story. Because in this book, when it went to press, I was just in the middle stages of my third bout. So they don't know where I am now. So that's really what it was. Totally, it's the people. It's the people who want to hear from me. It's the people who are saying to me, "You helped me." I had so many testimonials from people I didn't even know that was so blessed by it. That's what carries me. That's what takes me through. Nothing of me, honestly.
And in terms of, maybe even in the early stages of your first diagnosis with breast cancer, was there ever anything that was like, that resonated with you that you heard from someone else that was a patient, or even just in the sense of, oh, learning something new because of a story you heard from someone else, if that makes sense?
Yes, totally. No, I had not been around or associated with a lot of people who had cancer. Truly, I'm an investigator at heart.
Hmm.
So when I was diagnosed, I did my own research. One of the things that helped me the best was a book that I read. Uh, it's the only answer. to Cancer by Dr. Uh, Colwell. I was looking over at it, sorry, to get his name. That helped me in my journey. But I just looked at everything and weighed it spiritually in me because, see, this walk is not the same for everybody. Now, I can tell my story, but your story is going to be your story. Their story is going to be their story. Now, you can take away maybe my strength or my faith, how I walked in my faith, or how you thought I was resilient. But your walk is going to be your walk, and you're going to have to manage that for yourself because they're all different. If that
Absolutely.
answered your question, did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it
okay.
did. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Uh, so my next question, and winding down to the last couple of ones,
Okay.
um, you know, talking about cancer or any medical or health condition, you also have to kind of address the fact that there are disparities, particularly among Black women, even in cases of breast cancer. So, what advice do you have for our audience and Black women around the world, really, about knowing when and how to advocate for yourself in healthcare?
Hmm. First off is get yourself checked out regularly. That's number one. And if you come across someone that doesn't align with your spirit or is just off to you, find another. A lot of times we think we have to settle for the person that is trying to treat us or doing something for us. Find something. There's all kinds of free things. Howard University does free things. There's all kind of resources out there. You just have to go and search for them. Don't settle. Be your own advocate because no one's gonna fight for you like you gonna fight for you, right? Unless you can't fight for yourself, and then a loved one will come in and be the advocate for you. But if you're in a place where you can talk and you're in your right mind and you can do, just keep digging. The website is social media, and how you can research things now is totally different, so you can do that from the privacy of your home. YouTube videos, just research, you'll come across something. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Desiree. And, I know you mentioned, of course, having your communal support system around you. Is there any organizations or resources in specific that have also been helpful to you that you'd like to share with someone else?
um, Not really any organizations. My support system consisted of mainly two individuals.
Mhm.
First off, my husband took me through, saw me through what everybody else could know nothing about, in my darkest days. And then my husband Stanley, and then there was my bonus mother, Diane, who, no matter what, when, how, if I needed anything, or even when I thought I didn't need anything, she was there. So I had two strong people around me to help me. Now, there were others, but those were the two main
Right.
people that helped carry me through. And then the other was just my ability to read and find for myself.
Mhm.
I didn't really join support groups. I didn't really do any of that. I just did my own thing. And any cancer patient will find out you're going to do what's best for you. Maybe support groups would work for someone else. I think they're very great things for some people. For me, that wasn't the answer. To me, it was investigating, myself and learning myself.
Excellent. And for my last question, a two-part question.
Okay.
I want to know, what do you hope that viewers of today's conversation will take away? But also, what do you hope that readers take away from the conversation in your book?
Well, if you're a cancer patient, I hope that this book serves you as a companion through your most darkest days, and that you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you are a caregiver or someone who's just supporting someone who has cancer, I hope this book serves as a resource to teach you how you may show up for someone battling cancer. And certainly, faith is always at the end of it for me.
I love that response, Desiree. I wish we had more time. I have more questions. So you and I will definitely be connecting again. But
I hope so.
on behalf of today's conversation, thank you so much for not just your insight, but your transparency and vulnerability in not telling your story, both in print and for our audiences.
Thank you for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can't wait to talk to you again.
Absolutely. And then I have your email.
That's right. Hit me up.
Well, I will. Thank you, Desiree, and have a blessed rest of your day.
Thank you, and you do the same.
What an insightful conversation. All of the conversations that we've had today can reach somebody and not only make a difference in their day, but make a difference in their life or the life of someone they know. So, if anything, I hope you took away some powerful lessons, some inspiring testimonies, and most importantly, I hope you continue these conversations in your own neighborhoods, within your own systems, because it's not just important for the next 2 months, but it's important in general and every day. So thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone have a great day, and thanks for joining the Washington Informer.